Sorry, Mega Man. You're going away. Alright. So, in case you didn't notice, we're doing some chocolate mousse today. And, you sure it's Wednesday? Oh yeah. It's definitely probably, okay, now you gotta be second guessing. Alright, the damn bear. And now I have no clue if it's Wednesday or not. Hold on. It's Wednesday. According to my computer, and as far as I'm concerned, computer knows all when it comes to the date. So, as you can see from the title, we're making some chocolate mousse today. There's a lot of different ways to make chocolate mousse. This is the way that basically I looked up on how to do it years ago, and this is the way that I'm most familiar with, so this is the way that we're going to be doing chocolate mousse. What's up, Olena? How's it going? So it's the way that I'm most familiar with doing it. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but like I said, this is the way that we're going to be doing it today. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is get this water on the heat. I could have done this ahead of time, but I figured we'd have time. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of blast this on high. Now we're not going to use this, we're using this as a bain-marie, or like we're going to be like kind of putting this at like a low simmer, and then we're going to be melting our chocolate over top of it on a container on top of it. But right now, I'm just going to put it on high heat just so we can get it warmed up right away. A big white chef's hat. There's not room in the camera. You wouldn't even be able to see it. If I'm up here, it's just gone. It just disappears. What's up, Gur? How's your Wednesday going? But that's, I'm going to be needing that to melt the chocolate. Typically, you would be wanting to be using a darker chocolate, just because like a sweeter chocolate would be a little bit too intensely sweet, and it's not really going to be giving you like the right kind of texture necessarily either. But what I have is some milk chocolate. It's just what I have, so that's what we're going to be using. I personally would prefer and would recommend, what's up Totally, and what's up Hal, happy Wednesday to you. I would recommend a dark chocolate, but this is what we're going to be using today. So the other things that we're going to be needing, we're needing 5 ounces of chocolate. You can just buy a bar and just like kind of chop it up into little bits, use that too. I just have chocolate chips there. We're going to be needing 3 egg whites. We're not going to be, like I'll show you separating those and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think that, I think that dark chocolate works the best for this dish, but milk chocolate is what I'm using. I think milk chocolate's too sweet for it, but that's what we're using. So, and then we're going to be using 3 egg whites. I've got 3 pasteurized eggs here. Let me talk just a second while we got some time while the water is getting heated up here. Now, these are pasteurized eggs, so I'm not going to have to concern myself with like salmonella or anything like that. If you're using this method that I'm doing, where I'm not going to be heating the eggs up to temperature to like eliminate that, you can do there's a couple of things. You can use pasteurized eggs. You can pasteurize the eggs yourself. Like I said, you can heat them up. The likelihood of an egg having salmonella isn't really that high. If you're serving people that if you're serving people that have like a stable immune system, people that aren't elderly or kids or have like a compromised immune system, it's really not going to be that big of a deal. But if you're not comfortable doing that, pasteurized eggs is an option, or just heating the eggs up. You'd have to heat them up similarly to the way that we're going to be melting our chocolate, constantly mixing them so that they don't cook. But yeah, dark chocolate gives a more distinct chocolate flavor. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that, Toady. So that's the story on the eggs. So that we're using pasteurized eggs, and I've let these sit for a little while. They're actually still pretty cold, but I kind of wanted them to get a little bit more room temperature, or actually I kind of would have wanted them to be room temperature, because we're going to be making a meringue out of the egg whites, and then we're going to be mixing that in with the chocolate. And we don't want like a large temperature difference between the two, because it's going to kind of make the chocolate a little bit inconsistent, unfortunately. But these are pretty well warming up, so that's going to be going. And the other thing that we're going to be using is 14 ounces of heavy whipping cream. We're going to be whipping that up as well. We're for making the meringue and the whipping up the cream. We're going to be using the mixer here. I'll move that like into camera when we're actually using it. I'm not really sure how much of a fucking mess. Like, I know it like kind of flings some stuff around a little bit when I normally do that, but I don't know. I hope it doesn't like get on the camera or whatever. Hopefully it's not a problem. I don't know. We'll see. What's up, Omundo? What's up, Thunder? Happy Wednesday to y'all. What kind of mixer is it? This is a KitchenAid mixer. You can kind of just barely see the right there. And you can see it on the bottom of it too. But you'll see it better when we get to that part. Anywho, it shouldn't be that messy. Well, sometimes it flings a little bit, and all it takes is one kind of little dot on there to kind of goof up what you guys are seeing. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's not really that big of a deal. So again, I talked about so we have 3 eggs. We're going to do it in white, making egg whites. Using the egg whites, I'll show you separating those out. And 5 ounces of chocolate, 1 ounce of sugar. This is going to be used in the meringue. It's going to make sure that the egg whites don't like clump up, makes them a lot smoother. So we're going to be using that, and then we have the cream as well. But yeah, this has a really nice high bowl. It shouldn't be a problem, but you never know. A little bit kind of sprays out. We'll see. Whatever. It shouldn't be a problem. This is expensive. It was something that, it was pretty cool because they got them on sale, and then a friend of mine at the time had worked at Meijer's, and so he got his, I had him buy it and I paid him for it. So he got his employee discount on top of the sale. It was awesome. So it was like, it was an expensive part. It was expensive, but well worth it. It makes my life and for doing all kinds of stuff a lot easier. So I really think it's a really great investment is what it is, because it's going to last a lifetime, so you know, something I can give the kids too. But anywho, hashtag hygiene, it's what it's all about, Muncher. Okay, so our water's coming up here, and it's starting to simmer right now, so we're going to turn down the heat. We do not want it we don't want it crazy hot. We really don't. Do not want that crazy hot. If we kind of get the chocolate like too high of a temperature, then the stuff's not really going to come together that good. You're not cooking if it didn't look the same when you came out of it, like when you went in. I don't know. If you keep up on it, usually you can hopefully end up with not really that much stuff to do by the time you're done. So I turned the heat way down here. I'm actually going to let it kind of get kind of settled where it's at. Make sure that I didn't get it too hot. Like, it's actually maybe too hot. So I'm just going to wait just a second. I kind of brought it up too fast. I guess while I'm waiting for that water, we can go ahead and get the eggs kind of separated here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, there's a couple ways that you could separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you a couple ways, I think. So what I would generally recommend is that you use 2 separate containers. So that way, if you accidentally goof up and you get egg yolk mixed in with the egg white, we don't want that here. So if you do that, then you can just not use that. So you use it in a couple separate containers, because if you get 2 of them right and then you fuck up on the 3rd one, then you're gonna have kind of a bad time. So we're gonna start with this one, and you could do it a couple of ways. You could crack it like this, and you could just kind of use the egg shell itself to help you get the yolk separated from it, and kind of push it back and forth between the shell, kind of like that. if you don't want to do that, you could just use your hands. I'm totally okay with that. So I'll just kind of like get them separated here, and that way, you know, like because the egg shells will like pierce the yolk. You know what I mean? And your hands are a little bit more gentle, so we're gonna use our hands just to kind of make sure we get these separated real nice, and that's good. That's perfect. And get that yolk over there, and so this one's good. So I'm just gonna put this one right into the. Oh God! Oh God! Not all the egg puns, please. So we're gonna just get that right into there. Okay, and we're gonna go forward. So I'm just gonna crack that. Oh, I fucked up that egg so bad. All right, that's fine. Just gonna crack that right into my hand. Get that separated. All of the egg puns, please. Please, no. Alright, there we go. Got that nice and separated. Get in there, yolk. We don't need you. Get that in there. Good. Alright. I actually had to go to a different store than what I'd normally go to in order to get pasteurized eggs. I had to go to a Kroger. Depends on probably where you are, whether or not you will have them easily available to you. But they were just like down the road from me. It wasn't difficult at all. It was just a little out of the ordinary. Alright, cool. So I'm going to get that in there. Get these out of the way. All right. Yeah. Do you need to go to a specialty store for the eggs? Like they were just they're at a common store for me, but it depends. I think it depends. You've never even heard of pasteurized eggs? Yep, these are definitely pasteurized eggs. Davidson's. That's what they are. Davidson's Safest Choice. Pasteurized eggs. Pasteurized equals peace of mind. It's just like they were just happened to be available to me, so I just got them. That's just what it is. Comes in a box, and that's what these are. I've got the heavy whipping cream, by the way, in the fridge. You want to leave that in the fridge until the very last second, basically, because like right when you go to mix it, because otherwise it's gonna be take a little bit longer to mix. So they're so fast. When you blink, they go pasteurized. Yeah. What is pasteurized eggs? That means that they've been like brought up to temperature. They've been eliminated of any bacterial problem, I guess is probably a way to do it. So we're not going to do the eggs yet. We're going to melt the chocolate first. So we've got our water just on super, super low. We could probably turn it off, to be honest, but I think I'm going to leave it like that for now. So we're going to get our, like a glass container would probably be better for this because glass is going to more evenly spread out the heat, but I think this should be fine. This is the stainless steel thing is just what I have, so I don't have a glass thing that'll fit on this. So eggs in a carton that look like a milk carton. I don't know. I mean, there might be different kinds, but this is actually a little bit more than 5 ounces, which is the amount that I want. So I'm actually going to leave a little bit in here, but we're just going to get these in there. And we'll save just a little bit. Put that over to the side. Yeah, we're not dumping the chocolate into water. We're putting it over a warm water bath. Alright, so you can see the chocolate's already starting to melt. Doesn't really take much, you know, as it turns out, it melts in your hand. So I'm just gonna get this down until it's nice and smooth. Yeah, it won't take crazy long. I'm gonna turn the heat off. I think it's too warm still. Just gonna take our time, make sure it gets all nice and smooth. Dun, 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 dun. You don't want those the poetry eggs? Oh no. Don't expose your eggs to literature. You can't let them learn. That's not a good idea. All right, that's how you get egg uprises and stuff like that, and that's not cool. That's not going to work out for us. I never understood why they heat chocolate that way. If you heat it, like if you put it under too much direct heat, then it's gonna make the chocolate all clumpy. Like you could put it on a stove and just heat it right in a pot, but you're gonna find that it's gonna come out like really fucking lumpy and stuff. You want to heat it like kind of slowly, and you want to heat it really evenly. And if you don't, like I said, you're gonna end up with clumpy fucking chocolate. And that's not what we want. We want it to be nice and smooth. Smooth like a butter. Alright. Starting to look nice and smooth there. See how kind of like, it's actually kind of still like still clumping off of there, so we're going to let that just continue to sit there on the heat. Kind of looking for it to be a little bit more runny than that. Yeah, you don't want to burn the chocolate in the pot either. Yeah, if you burn it, you're going to have not very pleasant tasting stuff. Kind of looking for it to get a little bit more runny than that. So while this is, I'm just going to let this kind of sit on here, and then we're going to go ahead and start mixing up these egg whites into the meringue. And I'm going to move this thing over so that you guys can see what's kind of going on. What's the... yeah. Alright, so we'll move this over so that you guys can kind of see it. I know you're not going to really be able to see the meringue, not until it's kind of getting closer anyway. But, oh my god. No, don't tell me. There's an eggshell in there! I see you, eggshell, you bastard! Alright, I missed an eggshell. Right there. See it? I got him. I got him. He thought he could get away. He thought he was going to get into that fucking meringue. I don't think so. I don't think so, scumbag. Ho ho ho. Not today. Eggshell, not today. Alright, that's looking better. I'm just going to continue to let that sit on there. Alright, so we're going to lock this. And then we're gonna crank this up. It's gonna be kind of loud for you guys. I'm sorry, but don't really have anything to do. Now, when we add the sugar, we're gonna want to add that in slowly. If we add it in too fast, it's gonna like beat the shit out of the eggs, and that's not what we want. We want to add the sugar slowly, and so that way it makes the meringue come out really nice and smooth. So. Now this is a KitchenAid mixer. That's what we got here. So it's going to take a little bit of time here. Once it starts to kind of beat up, then I'm going to go ahead and start adding a little bit of sugar at a time. This thing is super loud. Need one of those kind of expensive. Well, it depends. Like I got this one on sale many years ago, so it's hard to like. There's different kinds. Like this isn't the most expensive one that you can get. But this is a KitchenAid one. But like there are like different models of the KitchenAid, and I think all of them are going to be pretty much suiting you for the is part of the mousse process, Muncher. We're going to start adding a little bit of sugar here. Taking a lot longer than what I can recall it taking before, but I don't know, we're gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep mixing up this chocolate here, make sure it doesn't all sit on the bottom. Need to end up mixing it by hand. This mixer might not be able to reach in the bottom of it long enough. Normally I make a larger batch if I'm like hosting like a party or something like that. The sugar isn't mostly for flavor, it's under what the sugar is about. The sugar is helping make sure like if you were to just beat egg whites until they were like kind of stiffen up and like got a lot of body to them, then they're going to be kind of like clumpy and stuff like that. But when you mix them up with a little bit of sugar, then it's going to become like a little smoother and like more fluffy, and also it's sweeter. Yeah. These aren't whipping up like I'm used to them. What's up, intro? How's it going, man? Like I said, I might need to do it. How foam was made with mousse. Yeah. Well, it's really all about cosplays. It's really all about incorporating a lot of air into the chocolate. Like basically, it's like you're figuring out how to get like a lot of air into chocolate. And when we like kind of start to mix this stuff together, we're going to see kind of like we're going to be mixing this in with the chocolate, and then we're going to do the heavy whipping cream. We're going to whip that up and mix that in, and it's just all about getting a lot of air in there to make it really nice and fluffy. So like when we're mixing it, we're going to be kind of folding it. You don't want to just like stir it, because if you end up stirring it, you're just going to beat all that fucking hard work you put into getting the air into the mousse. And so you need to like be kind of gentle with it and fold it, but we'll get to that part. Okay, it's starting to come together now. Just slowly adding the sugar. Again, this is just 1 ounce of sugar, and I'm just adding it kind of slowly. The hard work that the KitchenAid did. Okay, that's fair. Like, I'm not doing the work of mixing it myself, but I'm just saying. Well, your parents can't crush your dreams, cosplays. You know what? You don't gotta be, I mean, you can become a professional cook or pastry chef or whatever the hell you want to, pretty much at any point. look at this really quick. I don't like. I feel like it's just not like getting. It's not able to mix it well enough. But I don't know. I could be wrong here. I feel like it's not able to like get into it like really well. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm used to doing like twice as much, so maybe it would have been better for me to do this by hand, but I'm kind of like literally getting this up into the mixer so that it can actually get into the bottom of the, like, so it can try to incorporate it. I don't know. Yeah, a hand mixer would work fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, this one is kind of kicking my ass right now, so I'm kind of regretting not using something else. I think it couldn't have mixed it at all. This is, yeah, I'm not used to it being like this, so it's certainly a little bit out of the ordinary for me to run into problems like this. But I don't know. Yeah, it's certainly. I think I might have demolished this shit here. Well, you know what? That's all right. We're gonna start over again. You never watched the burrito casserole one? You're missing out. All right, so let me get this back over started again, I think, because I think I done goofed it. Like, I don't think it was able to get anything into it. I think it's all beat to hell here, and it's not coming up like a meringue like I want it to. So we're gonna just go ahead and start that stuff over again. And that's gonna be okay. Alright. Well, I can't claim 0 deaths anymore. Yep. No shit. Yep. A dangle did done goofed it, apparently. It has been a long time since I made chocolate mousse, but I don't remember it taking so long to come together. Because I don't think it got a chance to mix it like at all very well. Alright. We're gonna start over again with the egg whites. I beat an egg to death. Don't screw with me. I beat an egg to death. We dangle killed it. Got a spoon here. Alright. What the hell is this? Where's the mousse? Well, I gotta start the meringue over again because I fucked it up apparently. Go half speed. Typically you want to be going high speed on it, but we'll see. We'll see what it wants to look like, because it didn't even like start to come together at any point during that mixing process. But we'll see. Alright. Let's try again. unfortunately, because I didn't have the whole carton of eggs sitting out here, now I gotta get 3. They're gonna be a lot colder, which isn't what I wanted for this, but that's what we got to work with, so that's what we're gonna work with. You don't know where you want to know where the actual mousse is? Well, you know what? That's a whole different sack of potatoes, and that's not even an animal kind of discussion. All right, I gotta get the I'm like out of containers to use for this, so I guess I'm just gonna be careful here. We're going to get the egg whites in there. Alright. Okay, again, I'm using my hands to separate them. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing, can you? Damn it. Get out of my way, mixer. Alright, I'll let you see the next one. Alright, so again, just using my hands to separate the egg white from the egg yolk. So, just kind of cracking it into my hand here. Because this one's done, I'm going to put that one in there. So that way, if I end up goofing up on the next one, we don't get ourselves mixed in with a bad egg. We don't want that. So again, I'm just kind of passing it back and forth between my hands. The last time I let a eggshell in there. I'm going to be more careful this time. Get that in there. Alright. Next one. Passing them back and forth. Oh, come on, let it go. There we go. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. And what the egg yolk does is, because it's like a lot more like high in fat, like it kind of stops the egg white from like being able to whip up properly, so that's why we're not like incorporating it in. Come on. Get the rest of it off of there. Alright. All these eggshells just kind of sitting here. Gotta get rid of them. Alright. So makes you want more eggs. Uh-oh, insane. Rip, best part of the egg. Yeah, I know the yolks are awesome. I just put them over to the side. I can cook them later. I can make a hell of a yolk heavy scrambled egg. Yeah, because this water was still nice and warm, like we're still doing okay on this chocolate. It's like hasn't been overheated because I turned the heat off. So, okay, we're gonna go another shot of this. Maybe we can manage to get it done right this time. But just because you goof up doesn't mean that everything's ruined. We're going to incorporate it a little bit. We'll try a little bit slower this time. See if that wants to do it. Dude, the egg puns have been everywhere, cosplays. They've been here for so long. They won't stop. They won't stop. They're Huda Mousse. Mouse-sized mousse after my mousse? Oh my god, that's the worst thing. Everything is ruined, confirmed. Oh man. Hailstar said it was ruined. feel like it's not able to get a good mix, and just because of the volume that I'm using of the egg whites. I could be wrong. I have to make with lactose-free milk. You can use, like, there's all kinds of different recipes for mousse. Some that don't use eggs, some that don't use cream. So, I mean, but the whole point of the whole shebang is to incorporate air into chocolate, basically. It's like something. One thing that I absolutely love to do with eggs is if I'm like making ramen, like when after I get the noodles in, as soon as they start to kind of break apart, then I'll just crack an egg into it. Like you can crack it in and like mix it up. That's kind of like an egg drop soup kind of a thing. Whatever, you add a whole bunch of egg into it. But you can also, what I like to do is I just drop an egg in there and I just kind of let it poach, like right in the mixture there. Love it. Love it. Okay, we're going to start to put a little bit of sugar into here. It's starting to kind of come together. How many mousses does it take to create a? Like at what point do they transform into a herd of mousses? At what point? 100 mousses? What? A flock? Okay, now it's a flock of moose? Okay, I don't think that's right. If a flock of, if many gooses is geese, then many mooses is meese. That's that's science, all right? I don't care what they're actually supposed to be called. That's the actual science. And we just have an ounce of sugar here. Kind of incorporating it in slowly. I think I actually have a little bit too much sugar. I'll leave that little bit in there. I think the problem that I had is it wasn't able to really get into it. Still not there yet. Yeah, pray to the Mousse gods that we get some peaks forming out of these egg whites. You're not kidding. We'll see if we can't get it. If we can't get it this time, then we'll see. Well, yeah, unfortunately I can't get it to come together. I'm not exactly... I might be doing something extremely obviously wrong. But I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a while, but it's not wanting to come together this time either. Maybe I'm just not letting it go hard enough, or maybe I'm doing it too hard. But from what I can recall, you have to really whip the shit out of them in order to get them to come to peaks. We can add another egg, we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to make any difference. It might be too late. I didn't wash the hands of the previous eggs. Filthy. Hey man, we got pasteurized eggs here, Failstar. We're not too concerned about the salmonella problem. Like I said. Man, I just saw that Sausage Party trailer too. I'm not sure what the hell to even think about that movie. It's like that really terrible movie that like didn't even get fully finished with Charlie Sheen. What the hell was that one? That one was called Food Fight, but it's like a not crappy version of that, I guess. I don't know. The blender is too powerful. Yeah. This is the blender that I've made it with. It looks like it's starting to come together. Yeah, I've seen that JonTron episode. I saw somebody else review it too. I don't think AVGN did it. I don't think AVGN did it. I can't remember who else did a review of that. Maybe it has to do with the eggs that I'm using. I've never used the eggs before. It might have to do with that, but I don't know. What's up, Cons? How's your Wednesday going, man? Step 3 is go to the store and buy some damn mousse. It's kind of like vaguely together, but it's not really. Like, it's not fully together. It's like clumpy. It's acting like I haven't put any sugar in it. It's hard to pinpoint the exact problem. Oh no. No more! Please, for the love of God. What is wrong with you and your egg puns? Hey, don't you need heavy whipping cream? That's coming afterwards. That's separate. And a little bit more sugar in there. Heavy whipping cream. That's afterwards. That's afterwards. All right, All right. Well, it's coming together a tad. It's not there yet, but it's coming together. It's good. It's good. I should have just probably let that last one go. Maybe that extra egg helped, but it's coming together. Well, yeah, what's up, Mage Led? How's your Wednesday going? Yeah, it's going. All right. We're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. Everybody, calm down. It's looking. All right, let me take a look here. Okay, so what we're looking for, we don't want stiff peaks. We want kind of like soft peaks because we're going to be incorporating it some more. So, all right, so like right now it's like it's too soft. A little bit more. Like what we're looking for is like for us to be able to kind of like tip it upside down and for it to be able to hold a peak a little bit, but for it to be like not. Like we don't want it to be able us to be able to like tap it and for let it to lose it. We want it to not stay straight. We want it to kind of be a little soft. So we're gonna let it go a little bit longer. You need your panic mousse, Failstar? Need to snuggle up to your panic mousse? Alright. So we're doing alright. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, that looks perfect. Alright, we'll show you guys what this looks like. Okay. So I'm going to take this chocolate off too. But we'll show you this. Alright, so you can see, like it kind of like is kind of like holding it there, but when we tip it over, like we want it to be kind of loose still. Oh shit, like you can't see that. Okay, so when you can see it's kind of like sloppy, and if I like flip it, like I want it to be kind of soft like that. Like we don't want it to we don't want it to hold that shape when we flip it upside down, because that's going to be a little bit too hard for this. So we want it like that. Okay, so we're going to be reusing the mixer for the whipped cream as well, but this is what we're going to be doing right now. So I'm going to move this to the side so you guys can actually see what's going on. Alright, so we're going to be mixing this meringue that we have in with the chocolate. And I want to kind of let this sit for just a second. So while that's doing that, I'm going to quick rinse off this the beater here. All right. Okay, I'll set that right there. And we're going to get this inside of a disc. We're going to get this incorporated. And like I said before, we're not interested in like beating the crap out of this. All of this air that we've incorporated, we want to keep that in there. Right? So when we mix this, we're not going to be just like stirring in a circle. We want to kind of fold here. That's what we want to do. We want to fold. Kind of like, you just kind of pull through the center and then kind of loop it over. You just kind of do that over and over and over again until we get it incorporated. Like, we don't want to ruin all that hard work the mixer did by doing this by hand. And it's going to be kind of like sloppy and goopy, and that is fine. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It does not need to be. Okay, I'm just going to slowly. Alright. And because there's a temperature difference between the eggs and the chocolate, like it is, it's kind of, like I said, I wanted to use eggs that were cooled down, or rather had warmed up, like had been room temperature. So like the original eggs that I had were sitting out for a while. Alright. But these ones are cold, so they're kind of going to have the chocolate not be exactly the way that I want it to act, but that's alright. It's going okay. You can see it's like not nearly as big as it was, because just doing like anything with it is kind of breaking it down. But when we add the whipped cream, it's going to be just fine. I promise. Okay, so now we have this. Now we're going to put this to the side really quick. And now we're going to get our whipped cream going. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and just wipe this out. And again, I've had the heavy whipping cream in the fridge the whole time because I do not want that to warm up, because it's going to take it way longer to actually get it whipped when it's kind of warmer. So. And at that point, in this mixture that we have here, like you can add a lot of different stuff. Like as far as flavoring goes, like you could add like some like coffee, like liqueur kind of stuff, or stuff like that. Like that would be the perfect opportunity to add that kind of stuff. Come on, Failstar. You know my finger's clean, so I just got... what we need here is 14 ounces. You could add cinnamon, whatever you feel like adding. Yeah, you could add booze to it. So this is a pint, and I need 14 ounces. A pint is 16 ounces. But we're gonna use all of it. It's fine. We're gonna use all of it. Now, we don't have to pull all of it into the mousse. If we want, we could put all of it into the mousse. That would be fine. Or I could save a little bit of it. And why does it have a green tint to it? Why does what have a green tint to it? we could save it and add some sugar to it, and we could put it as whipped cream on the top afterwards. Fuck it, we're gonna use all of it. Like, we're gonna use all of it probably, but I'm just saying, like, we're gonna have extra. And this is kind of what's gonna be making a bit of a mess, I feel like, from what I can recall. You don't know where my fingers have been? Alright. I guess. They've been all over these eggs, that's where they've been. Once I get it kind of started to whip it up, then I'll turn the speed up here. I just don't want it to make a big fucking mess all over the place, because you can see it kind of whipping up against the side of the bowl. And I don't want the camera here to get a face full of whipped cream. That's not what we want. And if you're mixing this by hand, you need to keep it really cold. So like mixing it like on a bowl with ice underneath of it is the way to incorporate. It's really the best way to do it, because if you're doing this by hand, this is fucking awful. Like this is really bad. If you've never whipped a pint of cream by hand, then can keep it that way. I would recommend. Like if you have a hand mixer, great. But yeah, just don't do this all just by hand mixing it. Okay. Hard chicken poops? Okay. Okay, I've never, not once have I ever heard anybody consider an egg a hard chicken poop. Not one time. Never once. Now I have. Now that is not a thing. Alright, it's starting to come together real nice. But the colder it is, the better. It's going to come together a lot faster. Just be nice and fluffy. Okay, let's see what we got here. And kind of like with the, we're going to do, it's not a hard peaks that we're looking for, but I think that's actually what I got right now. Yeah, I kind of should have stopped it mixing there just a second ago, because we definitely have a little bit over mixed. Like it's very hard, hard whipped, but that's okay. We'll be fine. I was too busy looking at the camera. That's who I blame. I blame #blame Failstar. Alright, so we're going to get this off of here. Set this here so I can move this out of the way. I hear that kind of whipped cream is actually better than the canned kind. I've used the canned kind of whipped cream before, but I mean this is, I don't think anything beats this. I mean, it's not, if you have a mixer, it doesn't cost you anything extra or anything like that. Okay, so like I said, we have more cream than what we need. So what you could do is we're not gonna put it all at once. We're gonna kind of do like a third of it, and then we're gonna kind of incorporate that, and then we'll continue after that. Again, we kind of want to take our time and be gentle. Be gentle with it. If you beat the crap out of this, it's just gonna fall, and it's just gonna be all a liquid chocolatey mess. And that's not what you want, because you're serving mousse, and the people are going to be like, why is this chocolate water? This is chocolate milk. What is going on here? What did you put eggs in chocolate milk for? Like I said, though, I'm going to be using all of this whipped cream, but you could just like not use this last little bit, like a last little bit of it. Incorporate another bit. Okay. And then just add some sugar to it, and you could put it on top just to have it like a, it doesn't need it, but it would look a little bit more fancy. I've done that before. Keep it nice and fluffy. Look at how fluffy that is. That's fucking awesome. And we're going to add the rest of this. But like I said, like you can see, I could like leave like this much left in the bowl, and I could just add some sugar to that, and then just put it on afterwards, after it's like mixed when I'm serving it. But I'm not going to bother doing that. Just going to keep it all together. Cool. Who invented Mousse? Failstar, clearly. Had to have been Failstar. So this is super light, fluffy, chocolatey goodness. Alrighty. And what you want to do with this, generally, is to make sure that it doesn't, like, just to really make sure that it doesn't fall and it stays, like, really nice and fluffy and light, is you put it in the fridge for, like, at least an hour before you serve it. But I've served it immediately before. It's not the end of the world. It's just not going to be quite as light as you may want. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. So that's what we got right there. And now I'm going to just show you kind of like a way that I would serve it. This is a white mousse. It's chocolate mousse. It's just don't make fun of it because it's not dark enough for you. You can see there's like little kind of chocolatey bits in there, and part of that's due to like the temperature difference between the eggs when I incorporated those in. And the reason that we have that is that I'm not using a dark chocolate, so it doesn't allow itself to kind of be spread out like that. So I'm going to show you how I would be serving this really quick. Okay, so like if you have a really fancy like wine glass or something, that's great. Or you could, like I'm just gonna use like a little kind of mini coffee cup, and that's what we're gonna be using. Just gotta get that. Just gotta get a small amount of it. I'm actually gonna use this tablespoon because it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to just kind of get it into that vessel. So we're gonna get that in there. I don't want to mash it down, right? Again, don't want to overwork it. We just want to be kind of gentle with it. Okay. So now we got some of this stacked in here. Now we're gonna get fancy. Now we're gonna get real fancy. All right. Get that off to the side. And again, remember I saved a couple of these chocolate chips that I got. Wine glass, you're showing off fancy as hell, yeah. So so we're gonna get a couple of the chocolate chips in there. I'm gonna throw them on top like that. And what I've got over here is a little vanilla wafer. It's a little bit big, to be honest. All right, hold on. That's too big. Break it in half. Get it in there like that. There we go. That's good. And now, if you wanna get even more stuff incorporated into it, what I would probably do is banana. A cheese stick. Yeah, just get a cheese stick in there. No problem. Oh God. Please don't put cheese sticks in your difficulty made mousse. That's not cool, man. Now things are getting interesting. Now we got a banana in the mix. I know. Bananas. They're crazy. I mean, they're not in pajamas or anything like that, but they're still pretty crazy. Get out of here, banana. I don't need you anymore. Banana peel. And then, see, what you do with this is you throw this in the garbage, and then you just put the banana like that. You just put the. Then they think a banana's inside there. A whole banana. They think a whole banana's in there. No, but you, what I would probably do is kind of cut it in. I'd cut it in angles. Cut them in slices like this. And then you got these kind of nice little strips of banana. And then you can kind of lay them all fancy-dancy, like kind of around the side. And then you don't have like, it's a little bit, I cut the banana too thin. But we can kind of like put them in the side like this. And then you kind of get like little banana slices in the side of there too. Kind of just to be really fancy. But anyway, so that's the chocolate mousse. That's what we were trying to make the whole time, and it was kind of a little bit more difficult. Than what I had originally planned, but that's okay. Maximum finger risk, exactly. So that's what we ended up with. Not anything like crazy fancy or anything like that, but that's the chocolate mousse that I would typically make if I was like, I've done it a few times before for like different, if I had friends over and stuff like that. So yeah, we kind of goofed up on the meringue that the first time. I think it actually would have come together if I would have just kind of committed to it, but I was kind of freaking out about it, so we just started over.